So good morning all, and we are out on yet another test ride and a Cypher. Again, this is in the different colour. This is in the black and red, and doesn't this look good? Absolutely lovely. I love the setup on these, the colours on these, that red frame and the black and red to the tank. So, as with all previous Cyphers, we're going to take it out and give it a run. Had a few people ask, what is that grill at the front? That is to just obviously a bit of aesthetics on it. It's nothing to do with the battery cooling, because the battery cooling is done from the side vents and from up the top. But it's just there for aesthetics to make it look good. So we're going to take this one out. We're going to get this one on the road. Now this is set in the 30-mile-an-hour mode at the moment. So when you turn the bike on, you will get the park light pops up. All your dash will display. Down the bottom of the right hand, just press that park. That will release the bike. Now you can actually use this as reverse. Bottom right hand side, little button, press that in, squeeze the throttle, and the bike will reverse for you. So if you are trying to get into a gap, just press that bottom right hand button and that will do it for you. Comes up with your battery temperature, how much charge you've got, and total miles done. It's done half a mile at the moment. So first test ride on these. Now the mirrors on these, absolutely lovely. I've got, I'd say, about 75% view out of that rear mirror on both sides. So we're going to get this out. Now obviously I'm in eco mode, and then if you flick it up to power, you get that burst of speed to get you up to 30. Once you're up to 30, that's it, but flick it back to eco, so you use the power just to get yourself off the mark, or you can use it obviously on the unrestricted setting to get a little bit more poke out of the bike. But if you set the bike in eco, batteries will last you a little bit longer. And looking down at the display, you see you're doing about 29 mile an hour, so 30 mile an hour, and that is in the restricted mode. As soon as we get to traffic lights, if I've got a red, I will show you very quickly how to unrestrict these, and it is on one of my previous videos. So roll back on my YouTube videos, or just go on YouTube and put how to unrestrict a Cypher. My video will pop up. Now I have had other garages obviously doing the same video as me, saying, oh yes, we've watched Rev Bob's video. No, it's Rev Bomb, thank you very much, but thank you for watching the video. So all you do, ignition off completely, squeeze the throttle, twist the throttle should I say, squeeze the front brake, power the bike up, little red bike light will appear. All good to go. Take her out of park and we are away. And I don't think I held that brake for long enough. It's normally around about 5 seconds to do that, and I don't think I squeezed the brakes out. No, stood at 29 at the moment. But that is how you unrestrict the bike. So got a parking bay coming up, we'll pull into that in a second, and then we'll show you how it is done. But you have to squeeze and hold for 5 seconds, otherwise the bike will not work. So currently in 29 mile an hour mode, 30 mile an hour mode, and obviously keep an eye on the vehicles coming down. And obviously on something like a dual carriageway, a lot better to be sitting at 45-50 mile an hour. But if you are 16, you will feel the wrath of PC Plod if you have unrestricted one of these, because legally you are only entitled to do 30 miles an hour. So take that at your own risk. If you do unrestrict one of these, then you will find if you are doing 50 on one of these at 16, you will get hammered. So twist the throttle, squeeze the brake, and this time hold for 5 seconds. Let the clocks reset themselves, and then let go. Park brake off, and we're going to get this back out into traffic again. And just watching, and the best thing about these mirrors, you can obviously see quite a bit in those rear view mirrors. So just creeping, and then we've got a little bit of burst of speed just to get myself up, waiting for the white car to clear over my shoulder, and we are away. So let's see if it's worked this time. and then flicker up into power mode, and away we go. There we go. So if you're sitting in the eco mode, it will still keep you at 30. Once you hit that power mode, off she goes. 46 mile an hour at the moment on the flat. Now obviously I've got the wind into me, and I am just short of 13 stone, 5'10". So if you are a lighter rider, you'll get a little bit more out of it, but they sit comfortably around about 45 mile an hour. So obviously in the eco mode, speed will drop. If you're in full power mode, unrestricted, you will be doing 45, but just remember, you are going to be depleting the battery life quicker than if you was in restricted mode or the eco mode. Power mode's there just to give you that extra little bit of oomph. So if you're out on the dual carriageway, go unrestricted, whack it up into full power mode. And then what we do when we come off the dual carriageway, I'll just flicker back into eco because she drops herself back down to 30 miles an hour again. But absolutely beautiful ride. We are selling a lot of these Cyphers, and a lot of the dealers are selling the Cyphers now. Unfortunately, electric is going to be the future. Not this year, not next year probably, but in the next, I'd say, 5 to 10 years, you're going to see a lot more electric bikes coming onto the market. People actually looking at saving energy, trying to be carbon neutral. And what better to be doing it than on one of these? So sitting about 47 now, and she's picking up, but I'd normally say they sit around about 45 mile an hour on the flat, nice and steadily. But it obviously is going to deplete your batteries, and we've still got a few of these in stock. Got about another 4 coming around about the end of August, and all dealers are selling Cyphers left, right and centre. But obviously not only just the Cypher, you've also got the scooter versions as well. So you've got the Elex, you've got the G5, you've got the Impulse, and you've got that new one as well, C1, I think it's the C1S or C15. Now if I go back down to eco and full throttle, and she's dropping back down to 30, so as soon as you come into town, no worries about PC plod, drop her back down into eco mode, and you know you're only going to be doing 30 mile an hour, and that is on obviously unrestricted mode. Restricted mode will give you 30 in eco and power. You're not going to get any more. But obviously in unrestricted you will get a little bit more over the 30. But I'd always say if you are 16, leave it restricted. Don't go fiddling until you obviously get to 17. Now these are obviously designed across the market for then your 16-year-olds that want to do 30. And then once you've had your 17th birthday, get it into an unrestricted mode, and that will take you through into your next year of CBT. Now with these, obviously a lot of the older riders and people that have got mobile campers are going for the electric, because you've not got the hazard of petrol flopping around on the back of the wagon, or if you've got it inside a vehicle, you haven't got to worry about the smell of petrol. No spark plugs, no oil, less servicing to do, and obviously the servicing regimes now with Lexmoto have lengthened out a little bit. So do check your servicing regimes now. And obviously what they have done is with these, 2-year warranty and 3 years on the battery. Now some of the bikes do come with 2 batteries, and people have said, you know, oh, why 2 batteries? Well, you leave one at home on charge, you got the other one in the bike fully charged. When you get home, swap batteries and charge your bike up. Or if you happen to be at work, got your second battery, you can have that with you as well, extra ride, and obviously leave one at work or leave one at home. So entirely up to you what you do. But some of these scooters do come with those 2 battery options. But obviously this Cypher, to actually charge it, we've done a depletion test. If you look at the one where we actually charged it up from 16%, and it took about, I'd say about 2.5 hours to get to 50, and about 4 hours to get it up to 80. But if you're sitting there at home, you've pulled in at home, charging it up overnight, you're going to come out to 100% battery every time. So just waiting for the lights to change, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to flick this up into power and just show you how this compares to obviously a 125 scooter. And we are away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 seconds to get yourself to 40, which is still faster than a 125 Titan. This thing is just pure torque all the way in the full power mode. Absolutely nuts. And now obviously if you were a 50cc, and we've done it on the Echo, we did an acceleration test on the Echo, and that's on the last video. How quick could I get the Echo up to 30? And it was around about 13-14 seconds. This thing gets to 30 mile an hour in about 5 or 6. So why would you want to go electric? One, quicker acceleration. It's going to get you out and up to speed in the traffic. That is why you would choose obviously electric. No petrol, no servicing costs, apart from obviously electric servicing is a little bit cheaper because you haven't got to be changing oils, spark plugs, adjusting valve gaps. It is literally just a check of the electrical system, tyres, bolts, and give it a good clean around the motor. So that is the best thing about it. But look how quick it is for these roundabouts. It just flicks around. And that is what I do like about these electrics, because it's just instant power, instant torque. Now obviously I've ridden a lot of these electric bikes, and the best thing is obviously you've got your Super Soccos, you've got your Zeros. Been out and ridden an Energica Ego. That is absolutely full on nuts bike, that thing. And then obviously you've got all your electrics of different brands, but for the money they're going to last you a lot longer than a petrol engine will, hence why people are going electric. Only downside to these is no noise, so you just got to be really aware. And you'll notice I'm doing quite a lot of head and shoulder checks today, checking those mirrors all the time, watching all the junctions, because car drivers are not going to hear you like they do with a set of loud pipes. So that is the downside. Now I know I did comment on one of the videos of the electrics, oh, if they only made an app that had bike noise, and if you had a little speaker. Now some of the scooters have a Bluetooth speaker on them, or Bluetooth connectivity, and one of the guys that obviously I was chatting to has cottoned onto this, and he said, I've made an app. Okay, he said, I've got 10 of the best bike sounds. Now he's got the sound of a Fireblade, he's got the sound of an R1, he got the sound of an Africa Twin. Don't know why he did an Africa Twin. He's put a Harley Night Rod in there, a Ducati, and there's about 10 bikes on his app. I will get him to send me an email when he's got the app up and running, because it is still in testing at the moment. I think they call it beta testing or beta testing. But he said you can buy yourself these portable Bluetooth speakers, right? He said it's got its own battery. He said what I tend to do is have a Bluetooth speaker in my backpack connected to the app, and it works off of GPS, so the faster you're moving on the GPS, the louder the sound. So you're driving down the road, and could you imagine riding down on one of these with Harley sound going? I was like, something different. So yeah, he's working on that app, but that is the only downside to these. There is no noise, so you have to be a little bit more careful. But this is the first ride test on the Cypher. We are 6 miles in, exactly where I wanted to be, halfway through, and another ride test to come up on this. We're going to head back to the garage now, cup of coffee, cigarette, and get the bikes out. If you enjoyed the Cypher, don't forget, roll back and have a look at a few more of those Cyphers. Check out the Cypher owners page on Facebook. Electric Fun, I think they call it now. Cypher owners Electric Fun. Really good page. And there's quite a few of the guys in there that I know as well that have bought Cyphers from us and absolutely loving it. So if you enjoyed it, give it the thumbs up, guys. And don't forget to go and check out the ride from the Super Sausage, 2 GTRs with the Decorum motorcycle riders. That was quite a good day out. And we met Simon GTR 1400, went out 2 GTRs playing Taylor and Charlie on the pack, out to Super Sausage. That was a good ride. Comments down the bottom if you enjoyed the ride, or you want to know more about the Cypher, or what your opinions of electric bikes. Where do you think we're going to be in 5 years' time? Be nice to know. As always, for the next video in the series, smash the hell out the notifications bell. That will tell you when the next video is coming. We got a few more bikes to ride this week. Most of the used bikes are all gone now. People are buying our used bikes left, right and centre. The Phaser 800 went yesterday. And you can see the final ride of that on my Super Sausage one. But until the next time, guys, be well, ride safe, and from RB, it's a big goodbye from me.